Good evening, people. Just out to the workshop for the nightly roundup of things. See what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I've already locked the vehicles up and they were both open, so that was good. Lost daylight saving this morning, so that wasn't so good. Gets a whole lot darker in the evenings, a whole lot earlier. Okay, well, yes, backing up a bit. How do you like my new layout for my garage, my workshop? Yeah, not good, is it? Here, the saw that I've been talking about, the wee bench saw, lovely little saw it is, but boy, is it heavy. It was phenomenally, deceptively heavy. So I've cleared a little space for it in another shed, and I'm going to pop it in there tomorrow. But I pulled the motor off, and what a difference it is now to move the table itself. It's quite a weighty little motor. It's only 1 horsepower motor, but yeah, it's a heavy little thing. Fairly old. Don't know how good it is. Was thinking about replacing it. The bracket that holds the starter or the capacitor or whatever the thing is, it was broken, so I'm going to have to make a new one, or I have to buy a new motor. And considering this is a bit of a, it hasn't cost me anything, but I don't know whether I'll be keeping it. There's a really good chance I won't. But I don't want to get rid of it just at the moment, on the off chance that I do actually restore it a little bit further and get it working. It's got it had a really, like the switch was a little bit suspect. And all it was a little screw in the back of it that needed the tiniest bit of a tighten, and it's fine. Except it doesn't have the little aluminium pointer arrow switch on-off bit that they normally have, so that's unfortunate. In other words, it's actually not bad nick. It runs freely and truly. Just uses a 9¼ inch. 9¼ Yeah, 9¼ inch blade. Same blade as I used to have in my skill saw. So, not saying the same blades, but yeah, so quite small. Tilt. It's got a tilt and a, lifting lower, So, yeah, not too bad. Anyway, whether I do or not, I don't know. But now it's easy to move. Okay, not decision time yet for what I do next on the dust extraction. Well, I'm going to be putting it in a shelf. I'm going to lower it a bit. That's what's next. But as far as dust extraction goes for the miter saw, at the moment it's not ideally configured. I've hooked up on this end, so it's extracting the air, the chip that way. But it does almost a double back on itself from that position there, because eventually the dust collector will be out in the other room, so that's the correct setup for it. Still works. Not bad suction it feels at this point. I've got both of these hooked up to the, when I've got a pipe on it, but these hook up to the miter saw. That one up there is the suction point for the blade. I don't think it's sucking as well as it should. Ideally, at least extract. And even though I'm pretty certain this is going to be dismantled and removed from the workshop, it may have done a better job than I thought for that part. Absolutely dismal down here, but quite good up there. That might get taken care of if I put a stronger system in. The one I've got at the moment, as I've been telling you endlessly, I know, ad nauseum, the 1 horsepower 5 to 600 CFM, the new one, 2 horsepower 1200 CFM, that should give a little bit more capacity at the blade there, I would think. Or the 3 horsepower and 2300 cubic foot a minute. Now, is that overkill for the wee workshop like this? This is not designed to run more than one machine at any one time. Got the feeling the 1200 one, CFM one would be just fine. One of the tests I'm going to do is I'm going to take that pipe off, block it off of the ductwork, and hook it onto a standalone small domestic vacuum cleaner and see whether the cut performance alters that much. Because I don't have any testing gear, anemometer or anything like that to test it, and it'd be pretty difficult there. I'm just going to have to do some test cuts like I did this afternoon to see. That's where I kind of had the opinion that it's a wee bit under sucky, doesn't have enough capacity. I'm surprised because it almost could convince myself it had more, the sensation of the air across your hand seemed to be better with that than it was with the vacuum cleaner hooked up. There's nothing wrong with the vacuum cleaner. It sucks, like big time in a good way. And it's just that all the friction loss from all the cyclonic stuff. I watch all these videos and I am a wee bit of a fanboy of the separator because it served me very, very well for many, many years on the worksite. Not this one, but a small one that I hooked up that intercepted the plaster dust when I was doing sanding, plaster work, and it saved the wee vacuum cleaner and filter hugely. So I like this one, and this is the double stage one where it gets a second chance at collecting the finer stuff before it gets off into the vacuum cleaner. And honestly, the vacuum cleaner itself, I've never had an issue with anything getting through. A little bit does, of course, but not a problem. So when I go to do the update, if I do the update, chip the dust collector, I doubt I'll actually put a separator in it, cyclonic one in it. Would it benefit? Possibly. But why are you putting a chip separator in these sorts of units? Pleated bag, maybe, because they're expensive and you want to keep the performance up. These ones, you just take out and shake the living bejesus out of it and all the dust falls out and you put it back in. It's never been a problem in the past. So why is it a problem in the future when it's outside of the workshop? If it was inside, without question, I'd be going chip separator and good filter. It's outside in another shed. I'm not breathing any of that air, and it's trapping enough air in the shed, so it's not like it's floating around the neighbourhood. So that's a fairly, good reason for just keeping it simple. Apparently, the bags that come with them, they say they filter 30 microns. And in the literature, or in the description, they say if you put a cyclonic separator in and or a filter, it says it extracts the dust somewhat. And I'm going, what? That's not very encouraging. Somewhat is not very encouraging. You'd want it, if it's the filters, go down to 1 micron, 10 microns, 5 microns, and then 1 micron. Wow. You'd want to have I think the literature needs to be updated a bit. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it. Still tossing over what I do next, other than the shelf. I'm going to be putting the pipe in a shelf sort of box affair, and I'm contemplating whether I run the shelf all the way along in front of the window, over the window. If I do, I'd need to rotate that forward 90 degrees and have it like that. It's not that much of a problem, but it would afford me the chance of running the shelf all the way through and putting stuff like this on it, or items related to the saw, whatever they are. Most of the stuff now is in my drawers, so that is good. Yeah. Redo all this shelving, I think, to make it look a little bit tidier, maybe. Maybe do it in melamine. We'll see. We'll see. Rightio. Well, that's it. I'm going to wander off, have a cup of tea, and seriously think about what I do tomorrow, which is probably the shelf. Yeah. Well, but whatever I do, I better not want to use the workbench or the saw too much. So, just saying, I'm not going to have much luck at that, am I? Ugh. Oh well, that's for tomorrow to worry about. Okay, that's it. I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye now.